Hey guys, this video is going to be about 3 things for beginner elk hunters, what you can do better so you can go and be more successful during your elk hunts. The first thing is you got to scout. You got to do the e-scouting and you got to do the actual in-person, boots on the ground scouting, and that takes time. The second thing is you have to have a plan, and that is not really scouting. You have to have an actual plan. Like when you get to your hunting spot on day one, where are you hunting on day one? When you get to that spot, where are you going? Which trails are you walking on? Which clear cuts are you checking you're gonna glass? Which timber you're gonna be walking through? Like you have to plan that on your maps. You have to literally, I build my route for the day, so I know I'm trying to walk this route, go up the hill, up the mountain, climb, glass, look, and then come back down to the truck or to camp. So the more you're prepared, that's step two. The 3 things I'm gonna share is the first one is you have to scout. The second thing is you have to have a plan for when you actually, like your hunting plan, when you get there, what are you doing on day one, day two, day three? What are you doing if the area is closed, if they close the roads or something like that? Where are you gonna go? Are you gonna sit and try to find a new spot, or do you already have one in mind that you scouted and you're ready to go there? And the third thing is gonna be your gear and the preparation of gear to have everything organized, everything that you need already sorted in boxes, your backpack, like everything has to be organized, because then you can just take it and load it into the truck and go, instead of walking around for 2 days trying to find your binoculars and broadheads or whatever. Anyways, or going to the range to sight on your bow. That's even worse. Like you have to be prepared with your gear and with your skills. So the first thing is scouting. That is the thing that most hunters, they don't even know that what scouting is and how they do it and what it's for. For them, scouting is showing up to your hunting spot 2 days before the season starts to see what it's like. And for me, scouting, it has 2 parts. You have the e-scouting, where you choose the areas that you want to check out in person, you drop pins, everything you do from a map, where you're going to camp, you build your routes. And then you have the actual scouting. When you get to the place, what are you looking for? Is there elk sign? Is there enough elk sign, elk activity happening? Or did you hike for 3 days and you haven't seen a single elk track? And are you gonna continue hunting there, or are you gonna move to a new spot? So that is the scouting. And most people, they have a wrong perspective on why you need to scout. And for me, the e-scouting is, when you're doing all of your online scouting, that's just to find areas that you want to go check out in person. And e-scouting is to drop waypoints and pins on the spots you want to check. Like you want to hike to and check out that timber, that cliff, that green spot that you think is grass where they're going to feed. So that is how you do e-scouting, and you build your route, how you're going to walk. Because once you draw that route on Onyx Maps, it shows you how long it is. If it's 5 miles long, up and down, up and down, up and down, most likely it's going to take you all day. And then you have the actual scouting, which is when you show up to the spot, what are you looking for? And how to find elk sign, how to find areas where they bed, how to find their transition spots, the saddles between the mountains. Those are like their highways, elk can be in every canyon, and when the canyons go up, up, up to the mountain, they have saddles over there between two ridges. They have saddles, and all the elk are gonna go up, and they walk through that trail over to the next side. And you have to find those spots before the season starts, because if you didn't scout at all and you get there in the first day, all you're gonna do is scout, because you can't hunt a place where you've never been to before. I mean, you can, but it's gonna be unproductive, because you have not gathered information about that spot. You have not researched it. You don't even know, are there elk here? What if the area burned down? What if they logged it? And you've never been there before, and you drive on the opening morning, and you think you're gonna start hunting, and you get there and the gate is closed and there's 20 trucks parked. So that's kind of the first thing that you have to do as a beginner hunter. You have to scout a lot, picking out your areas, checking them out in the summer, camping in there, hiking through, do as much in-person presence in that place because you want to know the terrain. You want to know how long it takes you to get from point A to point B, because we assume we're going to get there, we're going to hike from here to here, but then we start hiking and it's all deadfall. You have to climb over logs and then you can't cross the creek. You spend 30 minutes trying to cross the creek only to realize that you can't. You have to turn around and now you don't know where to go. You're disappointed. There's rifle hunters that are sighting in their rifles. They're shooting all over the place. People camping, hikers hiking, and you're disappointed and you don't know where to go, and you're just sitting in your truck e-scouting another spot. But see, if you already picked 10 spots that you e-scouted and you scouted them in person, so then you go to your first spot when the hunt begins and something goes wrong, you can quickly go to the next one, then to the next one, then to the next one. So that is the first thing, the scouting. The second thing is planning. The better you plan, the better you prepare for your hunt, the more organized you are in knowing what you're gonna do the first day. Like, what is your morning hunt look like? What does your evening hunt look like? Are you coming back to camp for lunch, or are you packing lunch with you and you're gonna do an all-day hike? You know, the more of a plan you have, the easier it is for you to stay focused and not distracted, and avoid frustration even if something doesn't work. Because if you have two spots, you have your morning hunt planned, morning route, like you literally know where you're going, and evening route planned already. If you go on your morning route and something happened, there's a bunch of hikers, or I don't know, stuff happens, then you can quickly transition to the next step to go check out a different spot instead of being frustrated. So the better you plan, the better you prepare. What are you doing on day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5? Because a lot of people, what they do is they drop a couple of waypoints on Google Maps. They get there the day before the hunt begins, and then they realize that they can't hunt there. Either the roads are locked, the gates are locked, or maybe they blocked the road or something else, or there's just too many hunters. And the first thing that happens to you is you get disappointed, then you get frustrated, because now you have to go, instead of hunting, now you have to go and scout and find another spot that you will hunt. Pretty much what happens is you have no information, you show up, you realize it's not what it looks like, this is different, I can't hunt here, and you don't know where to go again. You're frustrated and you're going through this emotional roller coaster because you have not planned. It's like doing anything in life. Like, the more you plan, the more information you gather about stuff, about anything, about specific topic. Like if you want to open a business, or if you want to buy something, like the more you research, the more information you have, the easier the decision is going to be to make. So for you to make. So most people, they're uninformed when they show up to their spot. And for actual hunting, they show up to their spot to hunt and they're uninformed. And then the sun comes up and they're like, oh snap, this looks different. I can't hike through here. It's deadfall. After the winter storms, there's a bunch of trees down. I can't hike through here. I can't hunt. I can't go up. I can't go down. You know, there's no elk here. And then they don't know what to do. They're gonna hop into their truck and drive 50, 60 miles across the unit to check out another spot instead of to go to their next hunting spot. No, they go to their next hunting spot, but now they have to scout it. So you have to do all of your scouting before the season starts. The more detailed you are, the more pins you drop, the more routes you build, the more information you gather about that spot, the more informed you are to know, are there elk there? How do they move? How do they go from this canyon to that canyon? Where should you go through? Where's the easiest way to go in that canyon and come out? Like, you're gonna be navigating through that terrain so quickly, instead of showing up and you're like, oh, I don't know where to go. Yeah, we picked the spot, but I don't know where to go. and you just start climbing a random mountain or down into a random canyon only to realize that it takes you half a day to get back out. So you have to plan. Like anything in life, you have to plan. You want to start a business, you have to plan. And you start a business by writing a plan. So same thing for elk hunting. You start hunting by writing a plan. What are you doing day one? What are you doing day two? What are you doing day three? You know, what are you gonna do if all three of those spots are not gonna work out? Are you gonna go to spot one, or are you gonna try to go find another spot? And the final one is your gear. You have to shoot your bow, you have to sight on your rifle, you have to be prepared like way ahead before the hunt begins. You have to have everything packed. You have to have everything in those black and orange, yellow boxes from Home Depot and stuff. That's what I use, because you have your clothes in one, your kitchen in another one, your sleeping bag in another one. Then you have your binoculars, optics, ammunition, everything organized. All you do is just load everything into the truck. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this because I've been through this before. These are all the mistakes that I have made. I start packing for my hunt. I don't know where my stuff is. And now it's like, I gotta start packing for my hunt. Well, there's no packing to do. I have all of my hunting clothes in one box. I take that box, put it in the truck. I have all of my snacks, already bought snacks, in another box. I take that box with ramen noodles. I take that box, I put it in the truck. That's my food. I take my kitchen, I put it in the truck. I take my sleeping, I put it in the truck. I take all of my binoculars and cameras and GoPros and my drone and my batteries and everything else that I need, my tripod, everything's in another box. I just take it and put it in the truck. It's instead of packing, you're just loading. So you have to, the final step is your gear and your skills, like your shooting skills, where's your rangefinder? Did you buy your elk reeds? Do you have enough arrows? Are your broadheads on, or are you gonna try to look for your broadheads when you get there? Have you shot your bow with your broadheads, or have you been using, field points for the whole summer and you've never even shot a broadhead? And then you switch on, you put your broadhead on and it shoots like 20 inches to the left because you haven't been practicing shooting your broadheads, which fly differently, or they take, to shoot your broadhead, you have to have a consistent group, you have to have a consistent trigger pull, you have to have a consistent follow through. So do all of that before the season starts. And when the season starts, you know where you're going because you scouted, you have a plan, so you're very efficient and you're not lost in your mind and you're not lost in the forest. And the final one is you know where all your gear is and everything is organized, everything is packed, everything is boxed, and your bow is shooting straight. These are the three things that I wanted to share in this video. As a beginner elk hunter, you will have to put in a lot more work into understanding the animal, how they think, elk psychology, how they think, how they act, and how they talk to each other, how they communicate, what do the sounds mean. This stuff, you'll have to learn all of this. If you want to kill bulls, if you want to kill big bulls, you have to learn all of this stuff because it takes years. Unless you have somebody who is taking you, your parents or your grandpa or your friends who know everything about elk hunting, and they just take you and teach you everything. You'll have to learn all of this through your own mistakes. So the better you scout, the better you plan, and the better you stay organized, your hunt is going to be very efficient. You will eliminate like 90% of your stress. The only thing you're going to be stressing about is that all you're doing is you're calling in 5-point bulls, 6-point bulls constantly, and now you have to choose which one you want to shoot. So if you're a beginner elk hunter, do these three things. Do the e-scouting, the boots on the ground scouting, plan your routes, choose multiple hunting spots so you can switch to the next one and to the next one and so on, and have all of your gear prepared. I did say three things, but I'm breaking them down. So if you want to tag along with me here in Oregon, you can send me a message, or if you want me to go with you to your spots, or if you want us to, I don't know, sit down or do a Zoom call, I can teach you how to do the e-scouting, how to choose areas, how to build routes so you can go and scout those spots And or if you want to just tag along with me on one of my hunts in Washington, let me know. Subscribe to my channel. I really want to, I want this information to go to the right people. So if you like me, if you like what I teach, if you like how I teach, if you want to learn more, then just subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned. Let me know in the comments what you think and what you want to learn more. And hopefully this brings value to you and you're gonna be more successful this year.